So the very first one I've got for you is from Carl Crotch, apparently. Do you still consider Patterson boring? And I've got a video to tee up for you, which I will probably edit down so it seems very, very seamless, rather than this giant mess. Here we go. Oops. Here we go.
And, of course, I've got to bring up the subject of your opponent, the challenger in this particular case, the great Pat Patterson out of San Francisco, California.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness. I have a whole recording of Pat Patterson's interviews, a recording of his wrestling matches, a recording of Pat Patterson's most exciting moments, and I play them every night before I go to sleep because they put me to sleep. He is boring. He is boring. Pat Patterson is probably the most boring person I have ever come across in my life. When I sit here, I want to pick my nose and yawn and just go, oh, he's boring. Isn't he boring? And he wants to be a champion.
Gentlemen, what about his press?
There we go. We'll leave it at that. So do you... Oh, I'll just maneuver that back. Do you still consider Pat Patterson boring?
Boring. That boring came back to bite us, and me and Angelo Mosca again. We started. That was the old Allentown TV, Allentown Hamburg TV, and we started boring, and that the crowd picked up on that, and they would go when the match when you'd settled down to a hold, or if you weren't jumping around or beating the hell out of somebody and doing something, making a comeback, they would start chanting boring. Boring. So yeah, that was a big mistake made by myself. You know, it was no, Pat Patterson wasn't boring. He was entertaining. Yeah, there was I did that interview several times with a couple of different guys, Danucci's, and you know, just I was a heel, you know, and trying to get away with you know, slurring my baby face. He had that French accent, the broken English. And he's doing the color as well for events and stuff. So you know, be careful. Be careful the movements you start. Come back to get you.
But it was sort of like maybe the early 80s version of the "What" chant that Steve Austin wished he probably never ever thought he'd have come up with.
Yeah. They're boring. Every match too. Not only, you know, oh God. Who started that? Not me.
You could have at least said that Pat Patterson was the worst commentator of all time.
Yeah, well, I just went straight to boring.